Well, our Ukraine correspondent, Gulliver Cragg, is in Vinnytsia, and we can speak to him on the programme right now. Gulliver, what can you tell us about this strike, which, as I say, hit a part of Ukraine that had been relatively peaceful?
Well, I think the most important thing to stress is that this strike hit the city centre of Vinnytsia. Numerous places in Ukraine far from the front lines have been hit in the course of this war, but never so close to the centre of a major city. And usually, although often Ukrainian authorities talk about the fact that civilian targets have been targeted, and very often there are civilians who suffer, usually there appears to be, in most cases, some kind of industrial target or military target, at the very least, near to the place that was hit. In this case, that doesn't seem to be the case at all. The main target is a building which is called the Officers' House, but in reality, as in many former Soviet cities, and the Russians must have known this, the Officers' House is not a military target. It's not a place where officers gather for any kind of military planning. It is a place that is used as a cultural centre. This evening there was supposed to be the rehearsal of a concert by the Ukrainian singer Roxolana, who was one of the candidates to compete in this year's Eurovision Song Contest. She didn't make it into the Eurovision Song Contest for Ukraine this year, but she was supposed to be playing here on Sunday, and two members of her crew, one of them was injured and one of them died. It really was a building that's being used as a cultural centre, a theatre or a concert hall, and other buildings around suffered as well. The building you can see behind me contains shops and offices. It's been completely destroyed. There's also a car park, which I think you can see behind me. Some 50 cars were destroyed. People are now clearing away those cars. Perhaps you can see that process going on behind me at the moment. According to the local police, there are at least 20 people who are dead, I think around 50 injured, and at the moment more than 30 who are missing.
Gulliver, no comment so far from the government in Moscow on this strike. You've talked about the fact that this was primarily a civilian area. Do you have any sense then as to why Russia might have hit this region at this point?
Well, the only comment I've heard coming from Russia is from Margarita Simonyan, the editor-in-chief of RT, the Russian media, which is banned in France because of the fact that it is so unreliable and likely to say untruths. But for what it's worth, what she said was, citing military sources, that the Russians had targeted this officer's house because nationalist military servicemen were using this building. Now, the Ukrainian authorities absolutely deny that. They say that that is simply not the case.
Gulliver Cragg in Vinnytsia, the site of that attack. Thanks very much.